You might be facing the most challenging thing in your life, like I was. But I'm here to tell you, I'm here. Real Talk is here to hear your story and to help you get through it. Make sure you join me on Real Talk. I want to take this time to thank our viewing audience for your support on Real Talk with Jean Price. We have some exciting news. We are now going to be featured on YouTube as well as Facebook. We have had an opportunity to discuss debt cancellation, the pandemic. We've discussed depression, anxiety. We even discussed what it's going to be like to go back to school, how our restaurants going to fare. You don't want to miss what we have upcoming on Real Talk with Jean Price. So remember, join me on YouTube and Facebook with Real Talk with Jean Price every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. I'll see you soon on Real Talk with Jean Price. Good evening, everyone. I am so glad you tuned in tonight for Real Talk with Jean Price. I have been waiting for you to come and have this show. Listen, get all your friends, your family. I have some beautiful tips on what it's like, an easy way to decorate. And what I'm going to show you tonight, I'm going to let you kind of take a little peek into how I get my inspiration, where the ideas I get come from. You're going to get a chance to see some of my favorite rooms in my house. But listen, you got to tell everybody to come and join us. We'll be right back after this commercial break. Thank you for joining me on Real Talk with Jean Price. You don't want to miss this week's show. We're going to be talking about an easy way to decorate. Simple tools with a low-cost budget. I'll see you on Real Talk. Before I do anything, or
Am I good?
yeah, talk. Oh, hi. I'm on.
You're not.
Oh, hi. I'm so sorry. Good evening, everybody. Again, you are in my living room, and I hope you can kind of get a sense of what I like to do, and I'm so glad you're tuning in tonight. All right, the first thing we're going to talk about, let me share this with you. The question was, where do I get my inspiration from? I'm a theme person. So what I tend to do when I decorate a room, I tend to think in my mind, what do I want this room to look like? I may take one object and I'll build a whole room around one thing. So before we get started tonight, I want to kind of show you what it's like to put pictures together at hardly no cost to you. Let me show you a little trick. You see this picture right here? There. Here's a picture of New York. Right? And I wanted to do something in one of my rooms, which I'll show you shortly, with black and white. And I kind of wanted to do a splash of color in it. So you say to yourself, how are you going to get this particular picture to be everything you needed it to be? So I had a thought one day when I was decorating. I said, wait, I went on my computer. I took an 8.5 by 11 copy, printed it out. I said, what would happen if I take this to Staples and blow it up? I took this picture to Staples and I blew it up and I brought a frame. So I want to get an idea. Now, watch this little tip. This frame was not expensive at all. It might have cost me maybe about $30 for the frame, maybe probably less than that. So I went to Staples. I took this same picture and I had them blow it up. Because for me in decorating, you know, you can go to Home Goods. I go to all those places, but I needed something that was going to be specific to what I was trying to do. So I took this frame, I blew up this picture, and you'll see the results of that shortly. But before I do that, let me show you another trick. This picture right here is the piece of paper that comes when you buy a picture frame, right? So it always comes and it shows you something. So one day I was decorating and I'm in my bedroom. And in my bedroom, I used colors like chocolate brown. I did a little bit of mocha. I did a little bit of something like a rustic type colors. It's really, really beautiful. And then I kind of did a combination of mint green. So my bedroom is fabulous. So I saw this picture one day. I said, wait a minute. Down on the bottom of the picture, it tells you the size of the picture, 26 by whatever. So what I decided to do was I cut the bottom part off. So I said, well, how am I going to make a picture frame out of it? I literally took copy paper. All of this is copy paper that I taped together to make a border. And then I took the picture and voila, you have a picture that you can hang up somewhere. So those are just some of the small tips that I do when I kind of decorate. But stand by, let me show you something else. Another thing that I like to do with decorating is I like to accessorize. And I'm going to show you some more parts of the house, little rooms where I accessorize. So in the theme that I did with the black and white and the red, it's called New York, Paris. I wanted to do something that was fabulous. I'm thinking of, when people come to my house in this one particular room, I want them to be comfortable, but I yet want them to be able to watch movies, so forth. So I went to Home Goods one day and I said, okay, Paris, New York, you could take something as small as this. Very, very simple. They're not real books. They're light. And as I was going through Home Goods, look what I found. I found books that said New York and Paris. And I said, good, because my theme in this room is dealing with Broadway. It's dealing with the theater. So that's what I wanted to do. So this is another good idea when you're trying to decorate. Hold on. Another thing I did was, I'm a person that when I get up in the morning time, I like to, first thing, of course, when I get up, I pray and I spend time with God. But I said, you know what, when I walk around my house, I want to be able to have sayings, things that will capture my attention, to sometimes remind me if you're going through something. So I took another 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. I went online and I came up with these sayings. I said, wait, that's beautiful. Today I choose joy. I took this, I cut it down, and I put it in a frame. So in my bathroom, I have a beautiful stand. So when I walk into my bathroom after I have prayer and I'm just getting ready to brush your teeth, whatever you're getting ready to do, this is what I see in the morning. Today I choose joy. And I took some of these picture frames and I have some more just as a beautiful way of encouraging you for the day, just letting you know that you can do all things through Christ that strengthens you. Another one I did was, and I hope you're enjoying this because I love this stuff, I can and I will. And when I did this one, it reminded me of the scripture that says, I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. Then the second one I did is called Made with Love. And it reminded me that God said that I am accepted in the beloved. We are made in the image and the likeness of Christ. So when I wake up, so I switch these around. And as I get up, I'll see this for a couple of weeks. I'll see the next one for a couple of weeks. And those are those little things that you can do. Can I tell you how much this was? $8. It was actually $7.99. And the copy was free because I printed it myself. So I'm just saying you can do like little things like this when you want to decorate your house, when you want to just give it that little look. Now we have some more ideas that we're going to show you, but you got to hang on and grab your friends and your family. We got some beautiful, easy tips to kind of put some things together. We'll be right back after this commercial break. Thank you for joining me on Real Talk with Jean Price. You don't want to miss this week's show. We're going to be talking about an easy way to decorate. Simple tools with a low-cost budget. I'll see you on Real Talk. In the beginning, it was actually scary. Now I feel like, again, hadn't I gone through it, I wouldn't be where I am now. My relationship with Christ, it has just reached a peak. And I don't want to be cliche-ish and say another level, because I don't want to say that. It's at a place where I've desired for it to be. I'm a dreamer, for those that know me. Just being able to communicate with God. God gives me dreams. He speaks to me. It's just at a place that I've yearned for to go back to. I was on a road, right? I was going. Anybody that knows me, last year, I was speaking, I was traveling, I was doing all kinds of things. And I felt like, no, I'm grateful God slowed me down. I'm grateful God slowed me down. I am. Because it gave me an opportunity to kind of put things in perspective. And now my perspective is God first in everything, even more so.
Five, four, three, two.
Hi, I'm back. We're in another one of my favorite rooms. And I want you to take a look. This is my dining room. And I love this room because each piece, I don't know if you can kind of see some of the things that was done in the ceiling. It's called a coffer ceiling. And the contractor that did this room for my husband and I, each piece was literally hand done. So I came home from work one day and I said I had a different kind of ceiling. And when he put it up, it just did not hit what I felt the house needed. So then I said, no, I said to my husband, we got to change it. We got to make it a copper ceiling. And when I got home the next couple of weeks or so, I looked up and this is what he did. He did a phenomenal job. But the reason I wanted to tell you why this is one of my favorite rooms is because I had an idea. Again, I'm a theme person. I'm a person, when I see something, I try to work around it. I built this whole room around this one chair. I found this mustard chair and I went to Stickley Audi. And I said to the young lady that was helping me, I said, I have to have a mustard chair. And by the time she got finished working with me and we came together, she actually put together this beautiful, I have to show you, mustard chair. And because I'm kind of meticulous, I made sure that I did the nail heads. Again, this is just something that just adds a little more to the room because I'm thinking I'm doing mustard, but then I need to pull in some of this color. So that's kind of some of the other things I do. So when I built around this mustard chair, the chair began to take on, the color rather, to take on a life of its own. So let me show you something else I did. When I got to the fireplace, I tried to find art. I'm also a person that I like art. It doesn't necessarily have to be a picture like we did before. What I did was I found this piece. This is a piece that I've had for a couple of years, and I had it put away. So I said, you know what? This piece will look beautiful in this room because I think it'll brighten it up. It'll enhance it a little bit. It has a mirror right in the middle of it. But the reason I like this piece is because the texture. So not only do I do themes, not only do I do color, but I look at texture and I try to get texture to match. If I don't know if the camera can come in a little closer, but this is a texturized piece of art. And in it, it has like little speckles in it. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay, so how do we take the speckles that are in this piece and kind of pull it out a little bit? So again, let's go back. We have the color, we have the chair, we have the speckles. Now I'm going to have the camera kind of switch this way, and I'm going to tell you why I said I pulled the speckle. So then when you go on this side, I came to the part of doing this home where I had to come up with some draperies. And I'm going, what kind of draperies will I get? So as I began to plan for the draperies, I don't know if you can see close. Again, I talked about texture. I saw the lines that was in this drapery, and I got these draperies from a store in Roosevelt Field. I forget the name of it, but it was just absolutely beautiful. And in the lines in the draperies is the same lines that's in the center of the table. So I tried to find little pieces, not expensive at all. They weren't expensive at all. These lines matched the lines that were in my table. So I had a little flow going. So then this piece here, I love. I absolutely love this piece. And this piece, now this is probably the most expensive thing in this room, but I thought it would fit the room in such a nice way. It's a different shape. The table is a round table. So again, we talked about color, we talked about theme, we talked about texture. So now let's talk about shapes. I have a round table. So then we did a half moon, which is a half of a round piece to kind of fit in this wall. It brings the wall, it kind of brightens it up a little bit. But of course, you can't have this without putting something on it. So as I was saying before about the texture there, I found this piece here. It wasn't expensive. It was in Pier 1. I know they went out of business, but it was Pier 1 import. And what caught my attention with this piece was these little gold leaves, because the gold leaves matched over there. So we talked about color, we talked about theme, we talked about texture, and I put that in the draperies. And then when we came to the window treatment, I wanted something that would complement this room, but yet show the beauty in it. This crystal chandelier my husband bought for me, and I wanted to be able to pick that up. The bulbs are so beautiful and they're so bright, and I love it. So we draped the windows with the beautiful treatment that's clear, it's beautiful, it's crisp, it's white, to kind of keep the flow of this room. Come on over to the other side. Let me show you something else you can do. Not expensive, right? Watch this. I'm going to show you this. It's called a niche wall. And what a niche wall is exactly what it is. It's niches. It's all the little things you can do. So now let me turn the light on. Just follow me. Look at this. Guess what I did? And it was not expensive. I took a pillow, like a regular pillow. I decided, wait a minute, how am I going to fill up this niche wall? I took this pillow, which was not expensive at all, and I said, okay, well, how would that look if I put that in a niche wall? Then I went to Michael's and I bought this square vase, went and got some potpourri, which was in a bag for $5.99, maybe $6, $7 the most. I filled the vase up with potpourri, took out the roses just to make it look a little decorative, right? Then I went to Home Goods and bought this vase for $10. And this is how you can accessorize little things without spending a whole lot of money. But what I love about this wall, the fact that it lights up, it's beautiful, and it's a part of a discussion. When I walk in the house, I go, wow, you know what? It's a discussion. What does this mean? That's another thing that I do. I try to find things that will cause somebody to talk about it. Not in the sense of, ooh, but like, wow, that really makes sense. So again, this is my niche wall, but I still need you to stay tuned. We have something else we want to show you. We'll be right back. Thank you for joining me on Real Talk with Jean Price. You don't want to miss this week's show. We're going to be talking about an easy way to decorate. Simple tools with a low-cost budget. I'll see you on Real Talk. I wanted this to be the last wow room because it's the theater. You might be facing the most challenging thing in your life like I was, but I'm here to tell you I'm here. Real Talk is here to hear your story and to help you get through it. Make sure you join me on Real Talk. Hi, I'm back. I'm in another one of my favorite rooms. This is my living room. We find this room to be so cozy. And again, so many wonderful things we did in this room as well. As you can see, I don't know if the cameraman can just get another look, the copper ceiling, we kind of copy what was in the dining room just to keep the flow. You know what I'm saying? And let me just say this to you too. One of the things that kind of like my husband and I, when we were kind of redoing all of this, is the characters, because we like what we saw. Like we have these beams that are here. And normally with beams, you keep beams, they're kind of dark, and which is beautiful, don't get me wrong. But in this case, we kind of painted the beams the color of the walls because we were going for kind of like an antique kind of look. But I want to kind of show you what I did with this room. You see these pillows? This color is almost like it's like pewter. It's like almost like a pewter, but then it looks gray. But what I wanted to do in this room was I wanted to pull in a little color, not something that was over much, but then I wanted to give it a little something. So again, we talked about texture, theme, color. We talked about how I'm a theme person, but also let me tell you what I do with my pillows. I'm very meticulous when it comes to pillows. When I do my pillows, right, I always like to make sure my pillows are all going the same way. As you can see with this pillow, the lines are going this way, or they can go this way. So when I decorate or whatever, I always like to make sure they look a certain way. So in this case, we have the pillows where the lines are going down. Somebody might say, well, why does that matter? I'm a person that like everything to be uniform. If it's like that on one side, it has to be like that on the other side. So even in the interim of us doing this room, we had this piece right here. I had this piece for so long, and I had it just wrapped up in a piece of plastic, and I was, I didn't think I was going to use it again. So when the furniture came for this room, I was like, wow, you need a piece that'll kind of pull it out a little bit. So I love having a mirror. So I thought this was nice. Again, you see my flow. I'm into the nail heads because I think it has a beautiful look. The nail heads also pick up what's going on the tables. The coffee table and the end tables have almost the same kind of texture. Again, that brings in texture. So we found this piece. I had it in my garage for so long. We finally put it up. But again, what I did with here, the color of this is fabric. So again, it brings another beautiful piece to it. If you feel it, it is so soft, and it matches almost the fabric that's on the couch. Different color, but almost in the same family. Again, these are all decorating ideas. I did not spend a lot of money I promise you I did not. Another reason why I chose this piece to go here is that when we did the fireplace, which I love fireplaces, the speckles in the fireplace picks up the color that's in the piece. Again, it's another way of decorating. It's another way of finding things that just kind of fit. And it was not expensive. I'm telling you, you don't have to spend a lot of money to make something look good. If I'm going to have the cameraman kind of show you this lamp, this is another thing I did. I went to Home Goods one day and I was like, I needed to get some lamps. And I was like, wow. And I walked into the store and this lamp was sitting there. And again, the reason I like the lamp is for the texture, because it matches my furniture. But then it's a two-tone type color. It has the gray, but then it has the pewter. And it was the perfect lamp to kind of brighten up this room. So even when you're going to look for things, again, I'm also a person that I'll buy things if it doesn't fit. Hold on to your receipt. You could take it back. I come home, I try things, I turn the lights on, I turn the lights off. I kind of use a lot of different pieces to kind of decorate, to kind of get the feel of what I want. Another thing that was not expensive that you can use to decorate is that you can do an area rug. This is another piece that we chose. It was just another piece of rug that can just kind of fit almost the whole living room. You could find pieces like that to kind of brighten up your room and kind of make it look the way you want it to look. Another thing I did, if you look at this chair right here, over here, is that this is an accent chair. And if anybody knows, accent chairs kind of accent the room, because sometimes if you don't have enough with your couches, you want pieces to kind of fit. So what I did was, you see this pillow? Then I had a pillow. You can put a pillow in your chair to just kind of spruce it up a little bit. All just little tricks of the trade that you can use. Easy way to decorate. That's something simple too. If you look over at the draperies, what we wanted to do in this room and dealing with the drapes, I went with a bright white, because white seems to flow with the fireplace. Again, just keeping along with the theme of what with the flow of the house. So when we chose these drapes, again, we did the silhouettes. Silhouettes are beautiful. The white picks up on the silhouettes. But then I did a dark curtain rod. And the reason I chose a dark curtain rod is because I felt like we needed to kind of add a little different color into this room. So again, this is one of my favorite rooms. We sit in here once in a blue moon because we're always busy working. But when family comes over, you want a room that's going to be very cozy, a room that's inviting. But then when you're not in here, for me, sometimes I stand back and I want a room that just looks absolutely beautiful. So that's why I chose this room. I love this room, and I think it kind of complements the way me and my husband feel about the house, and we absolutely love it. Now, we have some more decorating ideas, easy way to decorate. We're going to talk about some more when we come right back. Stay tuned. Have you been enjoying the show? Make sure you comment and like. Tell us what you want to talk about. It might be featured on the next Real Talk with Jean Price. Thank you for joining me on Real Talk with Jean Price. You don't want to miss this week's show. We're going to be talking about an easy way to decorate. Simple tools with a low-cost budget. I'll see you on Real Talk. Well, I can't believe it's been 2 months since we've started Real Talk with Jean Price, and I'm so grateful for your love and your support in helping us get through this small time. So much has happened, so many wonderful things, and I'm grateful. I'm doing well. The Lord is still touching my body. Every checkup that I go to, it's been amazing. So it's been a journey, but can I tell you something? I'm learning in this season not to call it a journey, right? What I'm doing actually is calling it a road. And the reason I call it a road is because when I think about when the Bible says in Luke chapter number 24, the story of a road to Emmaus was about two men. One was unnamed and one was Cleopas. And the Bible goes on to talk about how they were discussing about something that happened in their life. And they were kind of distraught and they were a little discouraged. That's how I was. But the beautiful part about that story is that Jesus came and he was talking with them. And one of the key points in the story that got my attention was he said to them, well, what things were you discussing? And I love the Lord because God goes right to the heart of the matter. And God went to the heart of the matter in my life. And I like to call this a necessary road because hadn't I gone through what I went through in February, I wouldn't be sitting here feeling like I'm feeling right now. I'm just so grateful tonight that doors have opened and many things have happened to have Real Talk with Jean Price where it is today. So I wanted to take this time to come back on and let you know, listen, I'm checking in and I'm doing well. Thank you again for all your support. Thank you very much. I want to take this time to thank our viewing audience for your support on Real Talk with Jean Price. We have some exciting news. We are now going to be featured on YouTube as well as Facebook. We have had an opportunity to discuss debt cancellation, the pandemic. We've discussed depression, anxiety. We even discussed what it's going to be like to go back to school, how our restaurants going to fare. You don't want to miss what we have upcoming on Real Talk with Jean Price. So remember, join me on YouTube and Facebook with Real Talk with Jean Price every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. I'll see you soon on Real Talk with Jean Price. Welcome back to Easy Way to Decorate. I'm in another room that it's fun. I love this room. This is called a salon room or a sitting room. And one of the great ideas about decorating this room is this being able to find those little pieces that kind of pop it a little bit. So I just want to kind of let you take a look. I had a sofa that was put in here because it's just when family comes over, we just sit around in here and we just kind of relax a little bit. So you want to add a little green because of the kind of room that it is. It's like I said, a sitting room. So what I did was I had these huge floor pillows. These are actually floor pillows. I kid you not, where when company comes, they take the pillows and they put them on the floor. We lounge around. But when no one's here, I kind of like the pillow to sit up like that. And I thought having these chairs would be great because it's a different color from what's in the total room. So I tried to bring in some elements of some lighter creams, maybe some darker grays, some lighter grays. It was a great way to just kind of spruce this room up a little bit. Another thing that I thought was great in this room, again, this room here also has a fireplace. So then I said to myself, now I got to do something to kind of get this fireplace to spruce it up a little bit. So what I did, if the cameraman can come a little closer, I'm going to show you what's going on with this fireplace right here. See right here with this fireplace, you see these two little green plants? These are, again, inexpensive. It was an easy way to decorate. They weren't expensive. They were at Home Goods for maybe $10. And I tried to get a shape that was just something different. I like things that are different. But then the more I began to put the room together, I realized the shape of the green plant match the shape that's in some of the shapes in the carpet. So I find little things like that to decorate. I try to grab holds of things, to kind of make it spruce up a little bit. So when this fireplace is on, we sit in here, we watch television. It's just such a beautiful, relaxing room. And I think every house, I love elegance, but then every house needs that little room where you can just go in and you can just have the grandkids and just have a good time. So this is why we call it our sitting room. And we sit in here and we really just have a great time. Again, very simple, very small. I took the draperies to kind of cream it out a little bit, just to kind of match the pillows a little bit. Nothing crazy, not expensive at all. It's such an easy way to decorate. And the draperies, I actually put them up myself. Another thing that I did to save money was each drapery, as you know, they come folded. I pressed them. I literally pressed the draperies. You could take them to the cleaners. It's going to cost you some money, though. So we decided to take the drapes and we sat and we just ironed them out. And then we had somebody come over and they put the draperies up. Again, another way, easy way to decorate. Now I'm going to ask the cameraman if he can kind of swing over just a teeny bit. I just want to show you this side of the room because I wanted you to get an idea. If we're not sitting on a couch, guess what? These accent chairs again, which we talked about. Beautiful accent chairs to kind of pop the room a little bit. Again, I did another thing with the books so it can seem like we're reading when you're sitting in this room. So we have the books here as well. A nice little table to just kind of accent it a little bit. And again, it's a nice, comfortable sitting room, which we absolutely love. So I hope that, my little tips in this room kind of helped you out a little bit. You don't have to spend a lot of money. I promise you, you don't. Again, these big old floor pillows, when they're not on the floor, you sit them in the chair. It's another way, an easy way to decorate, okay? We have a final reveal of a room that we cannot wait to show you. But we need you to stay tuned. We need you to watch. We'll be right back in a few minutes after this commercial. Thank you for joining me on Real Talk with Jean Price. You don't want to miss this week's show. We're going to be talking about an easy way to decorate. Simple tools with a low-cost budget. I'll see you on Real Talk. Oh, God. Have you been enjoying the show? Make sure you comment and like. Tell us what you want to talk about. It might be featured on the next Real Talk with Jean Price. Voila, here we go. The big reveal. Now you get to see the finished product of what I was showing you when we first started the show. How you take a frame, not expensive. I took a piece of paper, which was an 8.5 by 11, took it to Staples, got it blown up. I put a border in with just copy paper, and here you go. A finished product of a beautiful picture. This is called my theater room. And that's why I was trying to tell you why I'm a theme person. So this is a picture of Broadway in New York City from, of course, years ago. It brightens up the room. It lets you know what my husband and I, what we were thinking. We wanted this room to be fun. We sit in this room and we watch movies. And if you come a little closer, we did the same thing with Paris. Again, theme. This is Paris. When you go to Paris, what do you think of? You think of theater. You think of all kinds of things. Another picture. Took it to Staples, blew it up. Wasn't expensive. Put it in a frame. And voila, here it is on the wall. And look what it did. It brightened up the room so much. Another thing that I did, when I did that, I showed you the books and the themes. And we're going to show you some more things a little later. But I wanted you to get a chance to kind of get a glimpse. If the cameraman can kind of take you around, kind of show you this room a little bit. Look over here with this part of the room. Again, we're talking about theater. So when the guys are watching a football game on a big theater, the big screen, this is where I sit. I can sit over here with my family and we sit and we enjoy. This is a beautiful addition to the room as well. Just another part of the room where you can have relaxation, sit by the fireplace while they sit there and they enjoy the movie on the big screen. So again, this is probably we had so much fun kind of decorating this room because this room got a little bit of both of us in it. So we like it and we love it. So this is a beautiful finished product to what we were doing. And we hope that you really had a great time kind of taking a peek into easy way to decorate. And it's so good. We love it very much. Again, I hope you have questions. I hope you have comments, things I can help you with. All you have to do is just get something in your mind that you want to do, how you want to see it come to pass. And then you turn around and guess what? Here you are. And here I sit right here with a beautiful room decorated exactly the way we wanted it to be decorated. I'm excited about this room. I'm excited about all the rooms. Oh, let me just say one other thing that we did was in this particular room, we did motorized blinds because we thought it's a beautiful piece to add to the room. This here is texturized as far as the blinds. It matches the wall to the fireplace. They're motorized. They go up, they go down. We just have a great time in this room. I love decorating. It's almost like somebody that loves to cook. When they get in that kitchen and they start cooking, it just flows. You could just feel the love when they're cooking. You could feel it when you get ready to taste and eat the food. That's how I feel about decorating. I love coming into these rooms and just putting my imagination. And I'm so grateful because the creativity that flows from me, it came from God. And I'm so grateful for what the Lord has done. He knows my heart. He knows my passion and how I get so involved. I probably drive everybody crazy with it, but I absolutely adore it. So I hope that you had a great time kind of taking a peek into how we decorate, you know. But again, we love this room. It's been a wonderful, wonderful joy, and putting all these rooms together. And again, you know me, I'm ready for my next project, so I'm ready to get started. I hope you had a great time watching us, and we have. Listen, we want you to subscribe on YouTube. Go on there, subscribe to Real Talk with Jean Price. We'll be back next week with some real heavy topics we're going to talk about. But we wanted to throw some fun ideas in between all of this. We understand that COVID is back on the rise. We want to do something light. We wanted you to be able to just sit back and have a great time. That's what Real Talk is all about. This is Real Talk. How to save money, an easy way to decorate. It's a way to do it. And I can help you get there if you like. But I'm glad that you tuned in today. We have a question. Hold on one second. There's a question, and I want to be able to answer it.
Angela Brooks has a Manhattan apartment, and she just was saying how she didn't know that throw pillows could be used as extra seating.
Yes, Angela. You know, it's so interesting, Angie, that when I had that chair, the one in the sitting room that I was showing when I had those pillows made, how it came about is because my grandchildren were over. And now you're trying to find something, you know, granted there's carpet, like what could they sit on? When I put the pillow on the floor, because it was made for that, I said, wait a minute, hold on. Let me put it up here during the day. Angie, I have to tell you, that was the best thing I could have did. And I like the way it looks. I think it adds a nice flavor to the room. It keeps the room looking really nice when nobody's in there. But yeah, it can be used for a multifaceted amount of things. So I love it. Floor pillows, you can use them for multiple things. Thank you for that question. I appreciate that.
Everybody loves your pillows.
Love my pillows. Love my pillows. I love my pillows.
Just talk briefly about the giveaway.
Oh, okay. This is what we want to talk about. Again, we want you to be excited. We have the holidays coming up, and we are getting ready to have some wonderful shows. We're going to be doing Jean's favorite things. You don't want to miss those shows. You might be the one to win. You never know, but you have to subscribe to YouTube in order to be considered for those particular things. We have someone, you're going to get a chance to meet my family. We're going to do a holiday show. We have a wonderful holiday show planned, and then you're going to get to go into my kitchen. I have to tell you guys, my kitchen is fabulous. I'm so grateful. My husband, who is a phenomenal cook, you're going to get a chance to kind of see what he does in the kitchen. And I just kind of help and I assist and clean up and cut onions and things. But it's beautiful. You're going to get a chance to go in there, and we'll show you what that's like too for the holidays. So again, subscribe to us on YouTube. I hope that our show brings fun with it and also brings light things. Again, if you have any questions, we ask that you reach out to me. Reach out to my team, a wonderful team of putting things together. I really hope you had a great time as we tapped into an easy way to decorate. We'll be right back after this commercial break. I want to take this time to thank our viewing audience for your support on Real Talk with Jean Price. We have some exciting news. We are now going to be featured on YouTube as well as Facebook. We have had an opportunity to discuss debt cancellation, the pandemic. We've discussed depression, anxiety. We even discussed what it's going to be like to go back to school, how our restaurants going to fare. You don't want to miss what we have upcoming on Real Talk with Jean Price. So remember, join me on YouTube and Facebook with Real Talk with Jean Price every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. I'll see you soon on Real Talk with Jean Price. We hope that you had a great time taking a peek into my favorite rooms in my house. And you hope you got some tips, some good tips on how to save money, but you can still find an easy way to decorate. I love it. It's my passion. If you ever need me, reach out to me. I'll be able to help you. Don't forget to subscribe to YouTube and get prepared for our holiday shows. We'll see you next week on Real Talk, where we are going to talk about breast cancer awareness. Listen, we want to go deep into that conversation because many of women have had to go through that. But we're so glad we can be here for you. Thank you for your support. We'll see you next week on Real Talk with Jean Price.